Hello everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at the preview for an upcoming city builder called TownToCity. This is a cozy city builder with a really beautiful voxel based style. The preview is currently available on Steam for free if you'd like to check it out, and I really do highly recommend it. I've been having a blast playing this game. The first thing we're going to want to do is lay out some initial roads and get some houses plopped down so some citizens can move in. As you can see, the buildings will snap to the road. You can also turn the snapping off if you'd like that. And the building animations on these houses are so good too. I love all the little details. Now that we've got 3 houses, we've completed our goal and our first residents can now move into the city. The first family has arrived. Click on their icon and give them a home. So I'm going to do that. And I can just assign them to whatever home. I'll give them this home here right next to the station. If you click on the house here, you can see the residents' information. You can see the decoration points, the tax earnings, and the shop earnings. Citizen happiness does seem to be the biggest driver in this game, with the idea that you want to make your citizens as happy as possible in this city. So that means having access to all of the amenities that they need and then just creating a beautiful city, which will increase their happiness as well with all the decorations that you place. So we are gonna place down our first 2 market stalls that we've unlocked here. And I'm gonna put these next to the train station here so they're centrally located between both of our little housing blocks here. I'm gonna give them a little bit of a road. So you can do a line tool and you can also just paint freely. I'm going to be doing some free painting here later, but now we just need to click on these stalls and add our families to work those stalls. The stalls are going to require a warehouse, so I'm going to need to place a warehouse down, which I love the little warehouse. It's such a cute little thing, and we'll also assign a family to the warehouse when we have that availability. Now we can just assign these newcomers to our city. I'm gonna need 1 more building to get this next house in. Now that I've completed the next goal, it looks like I've unlocked the decorations tab, which includes some really nice little decorations as you can start with. We've got these archways, some benches, some lamps and trees and flowers, and a little slide and a well, and some fences. So I'm gonna get started on detailing up this entrance to our city. I want the entrance to be a focal point of the city, and I want to make it look really nice. So I'm going to flank it with some trees, have an archway right in the middle there, and then place some benches on the sides so people can take a rest and enjoy the little pond that we have here and the train station and whatnot. The nighttime in this game is also really beautiful. I love all of the different times of day as it cycles from day to night, morning and evening. You can see how it affects the movement of your population too. You'll see more movement during the day and during the morning time and whatnot. And you'll see less movement during nighttime whenever people are usually sleeping in their houses. Here I'm just drawing out an extra little road here, which I want to conform to the pond here. So I'm just drawing that out freely with my mouse. And I'm going to add a couple extra buildings. Now I need to get some lighting in here. So I'm just going to be adding some little lamp posts on this street. All of the decorations help from a gameplay perspective by making your city more desirable and making your citizens happier. But it also just looks nice, and I love the fact that this game so heavily revolves around making a beautiful city and having that modularity and being able to create, your own unique environments with these decorations. I really enjoy that aspect of the game. So here we are just doing some more decorations, doing some fences and some little trees. As you can see here, our happiness is at 69%. If our happiness is at 60% or above, we will have new people moving into the city all the time. So we need to keep our happiness above 60%. Now we've unlocked the research station here, which I think I'm going to put up here on this cliff. This is going to allow us to unlock new buildings and unlock upgrades for our city. So it's very essential that we get this up as soon as possible so we can get all of those juicy upgrades. I'm just going to freeform place this road here, just snake it around and connect it up with the rest of our city. Now we're going to work on a little bit of decorations for this research center. I'm sure it's not absolutely necessary from a gameplay perspective, but I love detailing if you've seen any of my City Skylines videos, and I really just enjoy just beautifying all of these areas. So I'm going to give it a nice little yard with some benches and a well and some nice shrubbery and trees and flowers and whatnot. As you can see here, there's also a terrain painter tool, which I really enjoy, adding all of these little different textures and stuff to the ground as I see fit. This dark grass texture seems really, really nice for just some more manicured areas. I really enjoy that. And then you can add some dirt to blend the roads a little bit better, and maybe areas where it's a little bit more rural, there's not as many buildings around, you know, there might be some edges to the roads here. Right now I'm just kind of experimenting because this was the first time that I was really messing with the terrain painter heavily. So I'm just kind of going through and testing out all the little textures and stuff that I can do, and just seeing, you know, what sort of palettes I can work with here. Now I'm just gonna add a little bit of a fence here. You know, I don't want anybody falling off of this cliff, so it's good to have just a little bit of something to hang on to if you're looking over the edge. Now we're just going to assign as many citizens as we can to this research center. The more the better, because then we can more quickly unlock upgrades, get more decorations, more buildings, and make our city more beautiful. So as you can see here, we have the research menu in the top right. Looks like I can only afford the fish stall right now. I just unlocked the research center, so we've got to give them a little bit more time to generate some more points. But I can add this fish stall in now so we can start providing fishes to our population, which I'm going to do on the other side here of our main square next to the train station. Hopefully we'll have space for one more market stall later. And I'm just going to connect it up with another road with the line tool this time to make sure it's nice and straight. I'm going to want to try to add a variety of roads, so a variety of thicknesses, and then also a variety of form. So have some roads that are straight, have some roads that are curvy, just depending on, you know, where they're placed and if there are any geographical blockers that might make sense for a road to be more curved or more straight in one area. We're just going to add some more homes because we've got two families that are eager to move in. They just arrived from the train and we've got to get some places for them to live. Now we can add more people to our warehouse and more people to our markets. As our city gets bigger, we're going to need more people working in the markets to expand their range and make sure that they can service the whole city. We're just going to do a little bit more beautifying of this little lake area here, where I suppose it's a pond. Just a couple of trees just to frame this pond really nicely. Now I'd like to take a little bit of a break just to decorate a little bit more of our main street, place down some benches so people have a place to sit down, place some trees flanking the roads just to frame the roads really nicely here, and then place a couple of extra light poles just to make sure that this place is nice and properly lighted at night. The nighttime is a really convenient time to review your city and make sure you have light poles in all of the right spots to make sure that your city is nicely lit at night. Sometimes it's easy to forget during the day to add some of those light poles, so it's good to review during the nighttime. Now I'm just going to keep expanding the city with more houses. We're going to need more population if we want to advance to the next stage and unlock more buildings. But of course I've got to take a little bit of a break here just to do some backyard detailing. You know, that's sort of the name of the game, is just making your city as beautiful as possible. Detailing, which is, you know, my favorite thing to do in games like City Skylines. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time adding little details and making parks and backyards and stuff wherever I see fit. Now I'm just working with these surfaces a little bit more to sell the look of this sort of water's edge here, make it look a little bit more wet, a little bit more damp in this area next to the water. And it looks like our researchers have been hard at work, and we've got the fruit stall, the vegetable stall, and then one other stall, I think the fish stall, I believe, which I'm gonna have to tuck over here because it looks like we're out of space in our main area, but we are gonna be making another market district here soon. So this one's just gonna be kind of off on its own in the backyard here. Well, it looks like this is the vegetable stall actually, not the fish stall. But we're just gonna assign some of our citizens to these new stalls that we made, make sure they're all in working order, and start expanding our city even further to the other side of the pond. Now I've unlocked the building decorations and more flowers and plant decorations, which is going to go a long way. I'm going to start using those on the sides of these buildings here to add little flowers and plants in our windowsills and on the walls and stuff, just to give that extra layer of detail, which is going to look super, super nice whenever we're all done. As you can see, some of these conform to the windows. They'll also conform to the top of the roof here to make like some like hanging flowers or hanging vines on the top of the roof. They also just conform to the walls. Some of them make like a little potted plant. Some of them are more of just a vine growth situation. There's a lot of different variety, and I really enjoy all of the functionality that is added into the game for these. And just like that, we have expanded to the next tier of our city. We're going to be getting a lot more unlocks, and our train station has transformed into a little bit larger and fancier train station. It's going to get continuously larger and larger each time we level up our city, which I think is a really nice touch. And look at that, we're going to have some new people moving in along the way as well. Our town is already shaping up really, really nicely, I feel like. And it looks like we've unlocked apparel, and we've unlocked the second tier of the research menu, which is going to give us a lot of new things to play with. We got Wanda here. We're all excited about the potential for our town to grow. Everything's going swell, though some of the new arrivals are experiencing issues. I suggest building a house first, one with a big mailbox. So that means that we're going to be able to place our mayor's home. And in our mayor's home, we're going to be getting some mail every once in a while with like a little bit of a quest. So they're going to ask us to do something specific with the town, and it's going to give us a little bit of a side quest every once in a while to work with. Amazing, your house looks great. I'm sure the first request will start coming in soon. Don't worry if it takes a while to address any of our requests. We're patient townsfolk. So that's good. I appreciate that on their end, because sometimes I do get carried away with the detailing. It looks like this character would like a tailor, and they'd like us to sell red clothes in the tailor. So let's get started on that. We've got to unlock the clothing store here from the research menu. I'm also going to grab the butcher so we can get some meats going in here too. So I'm going to put the tailor right there on the river. And then I think the butcher over here on this curved piece of road. Let's add some people to the tailor so we can start supplying our citizens with clothing. And then we're going to need to add some citizens to the butcher as well. Although we might need to move more people in as our city is starting to grow. We're going to need more people in the warehouses, and we're going to probably need some more market stalls also. And now we've unlocked the park decorations, which is going to give us these hedges. And then it's also going to give us these hedge archways, which I think look super cool. I really enjoy these hedge archways. So we're going to make some fancier little parks over here by the mayor's house and by the market square and whatnot. I think this is a pretty good spot to make a little bit more fancy because it's kind of the center of town. It's farther away from the train station, but it's almost like a second downtown with all of the commerce around here and the mayor's house next to it. So we're going to make this area really nice with some of the new decorations that we got. I can also place individual flowers now, which is kind of cool. It gives me a little bit more granular control over how I'm placing these flowers so I can get them in just the right spots that I want. And I really, really enjoy that aspect of it. Looks like we've got another quest here. So it looks like some of our citizens are complaining about our wooden benches, and this is going to give us an opportunity to use the metal benches. So some of these quests will actually give you unique items that you can then place down, and you don't have to research them. You don't have to unlock them with a specific tier. You can just get them via the quest. So that's a really good way to incentivize you to click on the quests and whatnot and participate in those, because you can get some unique items that you couldn't have gotten otherwise, which I think is really nice. We're going to start using those wooden benches all over our city here and make sure to complete that quest. Here we are now with some more research points to use. So I'm going to get the set clothing colors so I can finish out that quest of making the clothing red. I'm going to grab the bakery here and the shoemaker. Now we can make those clothes red and close out that quest line there. We got $125 from that, although I don't think we really need the extra $125. We seem to be making money plenty fast. I haven't ran into any issues with the money in this game, but it's nice to close out a quest. Now we're putting in the shoemaker. We just put in the bakery earlier, put it off in the corner of the map. It's got that windmill, so I figured it might be nice in one of our more rural areas. Maybe later I can add some fields or something like that around it. At this point, we're just going to continue to expand the city, put in more houses and do more parks and decorations wherever we can, and just keep on building. We've got a new quest here now where one of our citizens would like us to plant some pine trees. So they're going to give us some pine saplings. We're going to be able to unlock the pine tree in the decorations menu, and we're going to start being able to place those around the city. So let's get some of those placed down so we can fulfill this quest line. Here now we're going back into the research menu, and this time we're going to unlock the second floor housing. So this is going to allow us to upgrade our existing houses to add a second floor to them. I think this is really going to be nice in some areas to add a little bit of extra verticality to some of these houses, which is going to help us build a little bit more densely in our city center instead of just sprawling out and having to create more markets and more services in other areas. Now we've got plenty of extra space for any new families that want to move in now that we've upgraded some of our houses here. That's going to increase our demand for certain things in the market though, so we're going to have to give some of those citizens some jobs working in the market so everybody can have all of the goods that they need. Looks like we just got that quest line for replacing the benches. Well, we didn't really replace any benches, but we definitely did build some new ones, and the metal benches do look nice. I do like the aesthetic of the wooden benches in some areas, but then in some areas those metal benches do look really nice. I think they both have their merits. I've got these bushes now that I've unlocked, and I really do enjoy the bushes. I wish for some of the foliage that the collision was a little bit more relaxed. I'd like to be able to place the bushes a little bit closer to each other sometimes, but it's not a huge deal. As we move in this last family here, we are hitting the population cap of 120. So this is the end of the preview, or at least we won't be able to unlock anything more or move any more families into our city at this point. Personally, I am loving this game, so I'm definitely going to pick it up in May when it comes out. Let me know if you want to see more videos on this, because I am definitely going to be looking into making some more videos on this whenever it fully releases. I would love to be able to build a city out all the way from the beginning to the end of the tech tree and have a fully fleshed out, fully leveled up city. So definitely let me know in the comments if you're interested in seeing more videos on this game. Personally, I'm really loving it, and you should definitely check out the preview while it's still available and see if you enjoyed this game too. But that is going to be it for this video. So I want to say thank you so much for watching. If you got to the end of the video, thank you so much. If you liked the video, I would appreciate a like, and if you want to see more, consider subscribing. I want to give a big shout out to all of my members on YouTube and Patreon: Canyon Tiger, Clovis Grunty, Crispy Chicken Mando, and Cordo. Thank you so much, guys, for the support, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a good one, everybody.